Hello guys, today will be new lessons about Covalent API and lesson on which I want to introduce you a powerful query language which named Premier or Primer. So this lesson also will be using a PHP language and we will use Ethereum network to demonstrate how these things works. But before we start, if you didn't see my previous lessons, you should register on the Covalent platform. So you should fill this form. I provide this link on this page. And to get API, right after you will be registered, you can obtain this key in your dashboard. And we will work today with two requests. One request will be related to balances, and second request will be related to transactions. And you also can check all requests in the API references. Also, I prepared PHP code where you can see I already pasted my API and URL which will we work with. And let's get started. So what is the primer? The primer is a query language which allows us to make transformation with records and to process the records and to do very complex stuff on the Covalent API side. For example, we can match the record, set criteria for matching the record which will be applied to the request, or we can group or aggregating data, or apply a sort or skip some data or set limitation for it. And also there is parameters such as primer which can aggregate more than one criteria. We can apply and match and group at once. And the first case which I want to show you how to sort the data in the Ethereum network. And you can see here we will use the balance method, and there we should add some query string. So I want to sort our request by quote rate. To implement this, I just need to add sort get parameter and also specify in the brackets the field which I want to sort. So let's see. As you can see, after request was performed, our records is sorted by the quote rate. For example, about 6 cents, 8, 24 and further. You see this works. But there is one thing, there is records where quote rate is equal to the null, but there is also solutions for this situation, and I will show you in the next request. To filter null records, we will use match operator. We also add this to the query string, and we set criteria for quote rate field. In this criteria will specify operator which is will be named as greater. So we will want to filter records which is greater than 0. There are also other operators, and you can find all of them in this specification. There is greater than, less than, greater or equal to, not equal to. And let's see how it works. So I performed this request, and we see the response, and we can check that there are no quote rates with null, so these all records are greater than 0, so this request works as we wanted. Okay, what next? In the next request, I will show you how to combine some criteria in one request. For this purposes, we can use primer method. So to perform request with primer, we will use another request. This will be get transactions. And our request will consist with two conditions. First, we will filter by gas spent criteria, and I set it at 50,000. And we will group our records by year, as you can see here. And we will count how much transactions with this criteria was in specific time period. So I already added this to request to my code, and this is result of request without primer. You can see very many data here, and they are not filtered and not aggregated. So this is as is versions, and this is two version with applied my primer requests. So we see that the data in this response are aggregated by year. I left only year in my request, and there are information about how many transactions were performed in this period. For 2021, only 63, and only 2 for 2020, and we can check it. As you can see here, I set criteria lower than, so there should be all transactions with has spent lower than 50,000. And I prepared CSV file where we can check this. You can see here I filtered by 2020 year, and here there are only two transactions with which matches this criteria, and you can check here there are data, and we see in this data that the count also is 2. So for 2020 is 2, and this is right, and that is what I wanted to show you. So you see how powerful this query language, and the great advantage is that all these things are performed on the Covalent server side, and I think this is very helpful for programmers and for different use cases. And that is all that I wanted to share with you, and I wanted to say thank you for your watching this, and wish you good luck and goodbye.